Hey, welcome Dad Squad. You are watching the Run With My Son show, and I'm Gideon Newell. Who are we? We are dads who refuse to let the headwinds of life push us off that path to a lifelong heart-to-heart relationship with our sons. And we do that through something we call runversations, dedicated and deliberate conversations that we have with our sons while being out and about and getting our fitness in. Today's topic is an exciting one. I've been looking forward all week to talking to you about some strategies for dealing with peer pressure, something that all of our children are facing, especially once they get into their school years and are in circles of friends that are wider than perhaps your smaller family. Now that they've got circles of friends and a community of their own, what kind of pressures are they facing? So every dad, it seems, comes with this question. And so I've got just 6 quick tips I hope to blast out at you here, and I hope that you find it as helpful as I have in researching and learning about it. So let me dive right in with tip number 1, and that is not to overreact. So your temptation as you're talking, having a runversation out there on the trail with your son, and he starts talking about his week, something that happened, you might just hear something that you don't like. One of his friends got into this kind of mischief. And your temptation is going to be to overreact, to shout and yell. Well, don't you ever do that. I don't want to ever hear that. Even if it's not a verbal shout, even if it's in our body language and our facial expressions, we don't want to overreact. We certainly don't want to lecture, because the danger is in doing that, that might shut him down. That might end the conversation, and furthermore, it'll discourage him from ever bringing that up or anything of that nature up to you again. Why would he want to? If Dad's just going to blow up if I talk about these things. A better approach is to listen and ask questions, the Socratic method. So, for instance, if your son comes home and starts talking about something bad that Billy did, you might, in a non-judgmental way, just ask a question. Gee, I wonder if Billy realizes that you could get arrested for shoplifting. Asking a question like that and putting it in your son's court, and also by bringing up what consequences there could be, that way it's not you doing the lecturing, it's him coming to his own realizations. So if you had overreacted in shouting and lecturing, you would have lost that opportunity to allow him to come to that conclusion. So that's a great tip. Number 2, we want to talk about what a real friend is. When we're young, we're still figuring out what friends are. They might think they have friends because we laugh and joke and do fun things together at school, but a true friend, you can remind your son, is somebody who doesn't want to put you in a position where you're forced to choose between uncomfortable situations. A real friend doesn't want to make you uncomfortable. They don't want to hurt you. They don't want to put you in a place that's illegal. They don't want, they don't want to make you do something dangerous or that's going to hurt. So reminding, whenever you can, whenever the word friend comes up, you can always ask him, tell me again, what is a true friend? What does a true friend do for you? If he's got that in the back of his head, if you've instilled that, then he'll be doing that continual self-analysis whenever he faces a pressure moment. He'll ask himself what a true friend does, and is this somebody who really is my true friend? Speaking of true friends, Dad Squad, this might be a great opportunity for you to, in the comments, tag a friend if you're on Facebook, to let them know about the show here, or to hit the share button. Let somebody you know be a true friend to others who you think could benefit from this information. All right, back to it. Number 3, you really ought to be meeting and getting to know these friends, shouldn't you? It's not enough just to hear the name and to paint a picture in your head based solely on hearsay. Invite those friends to come over to the house. That's a great one. Your house and not their house, because then you have the opportunity to observe your son and his friends playing and to get to know him, to have some dinners, to open it up to his family, so that you invite their whole family over if he comes from a local family. So get to know them, because that's going to help you decide whether or not this is a relationship that's going to cause positive or negative peer pressure. All right, number 4, talk about what independence really means. in these scenarios where peer pressures from one direction and family values and protection and pressures from the other direction are tugging your son in different directions, he's searching out and looking for ways to be independent from mom and dad. Remind him that true independence means that he sets his own course. If you're just going to if you're going to let your friends decide what you do and what your behavior is, that's not really being independent either. So help him understand that it's fully his privilege and choice, but if he's the one making the decision, he doesn't have to do what his friends are telling him. Because when you're truly independent, you're in control. Number 5, this is a great one that helps a lot, role playing. In a safe situation when it's just me and dad running on the trail and my friends from school aren't here, ask him, all right, let's play the 2 parts of you, and I'll be your friend Billy, and I'll ask you if you want to come smoke cigarettes with me. Let's use this safe environment to play out how that would go. What would you like to say? What do you wish you could tell Billy, but in the moment you might feel afraid to? You don't want to, hurt his feelings or risk his ridicule by saying no to him. If you role play it out, then you can rewind. You can try another approach. You can try another line. You can practice. So when those moments do arrive, he's got something, and he's got something that you've prepared him with. Tips for this: you want something that's nice and short, and something that is very simple, easy for him to remember. So, you don't want to give him like a 4-point essay that he's supposed to remember, so that when the situation does arise, he can, pull it out of his back pocket. It's got to be something simple, Dad, and clear. So if you role play it out, that way he'll comfortably remember it when he needs it. He'll be able to say, you know what, Billy, no, I don't want to do that because I know that cigarettes are harmful, and I don't need to harm myself in order to feel good around my friends. Saying something like that is easy to remember. If you noticed, it really fit in 1-2 sentences, and it addressed right straight to the point that I don't want to do this, and here's why. One thing you don't want to get into, and this was a mistake that I'm always making, you don't want to give lots of explanation for your reasons. And I'm going to get to that here in this next step, because it comes up again here in our final tip for today, and that is modeling what a no looks like. You, as a parent, as a dad, you're probably delivering no all the time to your son. But are you doing it in the right way? Are you having a discussion? Are you taking a vote? Are you doing it harshly or with anger in your voice? Because those are both bad approaches. Instead, you need to set clear limits that don't flex, that don't break. There aren't exceptions to these. Well, on third Tuesdays we'll allow this, because then you open the door for other exceptions. So setting firm limits, not ones that are in anger, and not ones that have a whole lot of explanation, because when you do give lots of, well, here's the reason why and why and why, that also invites counter argument, and what you'll find yourself facing is a litigant. You'll have 2 lawyers working the case, trying to come at it from different angles, and we don't want that. You want to model what a clear, what a firm, and a loving no sounds like. That way, your son's going to be able to use that when negative peer pressure situations arise out there in his circles. So, 6 quick points. I hope I didn't put you to sleep with any of them. I do want to remind you that you can always go to our website, runwithmyson.com, where we've got, among other great resources, you can grab a free Couch to 5K training plan. This is great. It's got all the days of the week, how many weeks long, how many minutes and distances and times that you and your son from age 4, 5, 6, 7 and on up can train together for the goal of running in a 5K road race. How amazing would that be to do that together? And unlike a lot of training plans out there, this one is specifically for children. You won't find anything like that elsewhere, in fact. So go to runwithmyson.com, download that today. You can print it out as I have here. But another very, very important announcement for this week. Our episode next week will not be found here on the Run With My Son Facebook page. Instead, as you can see, we've moved. We're now going to locate ourselves, let me turn it there, to a Facebook group. which is a great tool because it's going to allow for easier communication, more visibility, and I want to be able to hear from you dads. I want to hear what your feedback is, what your struggles, what your triumphs are, and using the Facebook group for Run With My Son is going to really allow that. So if you've got a bookmark, if you've been sharing, as I hope you have, Run With My Son show with the other dads in your life and circles, make sure that you update all of those to facebook.com/groups/Run With My Son. It's tricky. It's almost the exact same URL, except we've added this word groups. I look forward to seeing you in the group. You can even check it out right now and click the join button. But from now on, the plan is to post these Run With My Son live stream videos in the group. So if you're just a fan of the page, we love you. We appreciate that. The page will still have its uses. But the content that you want, these Run With My Son shows, are going to be now on found at the Facebook group. So I hope to see you there at the group. Facebook users, if you're on YouTube, of course, you can always binge watch every episode we've got on the YouTube channel. You don't have to be live. Or people from the future, if you're watching this pre-recorded. But no matter where you're coming from and finding us, I really appreciate your joining us today, subscribing, liking, and joining the group. And I can't wait to hear about you and your victories with your son. All right, have a great week.